All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Podular, episode 7. We are cranking right along here today, guys. We've got first, we're going to celebrate the 15-year anniversary of ExFlorida. Then we've got some smoking hot clips for you guys from past New Year's runs. Then we're going to get into our top 5 favorite New Year's runs. Then we're going to get into some of you guys' list from STS9's current New Year's contest. We'll close it out by doing a given hot take from Nate this week, and then we'll preview next week's episode. But first, we're gonna get into to a little clip to open up here, so you guys enjoy.
Right, everybody. Like Scotty said, welcome back to Podular. It is Thursday, December 12th. And Scotty, we're just a few weeks away until STS9's New Year's run here and down in New Orleans, Louisiana. But before we get to that, before we get all things New Year's, we wanted to celebrate 15 years of Ad Explorada, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we just hit the 15-year mark this week. For those that didn't recognize that song, that is the title track of Ad Explorada. Ad Explorada. That was the first time as a band they had played it. That no coincidence was also the opening night of their 2016 New Year's run in Denver. New Year's run is obviously the theme of the episode today. But yeah, this week we didn't want to breeze past the 15-year anniversary of Ad Explorada. That's a super special project in the band's history. Nate, how do you feel about that project?
I think there's some really cool history around it. I wanted to start with that song because there's some cool statistics around it too. One is from an absolute smoker of a set to open that Light Years New Year's Eve
Sure.
run. But like you said, second time they'd ever played it. First time as a band they'd played it. The only other time they'd played it before then was at their PA set at the Pepsi Center opening for Jay-Z in 2010, right? And there's
Correct.
been a little bit of chatter of that set, and I think that's a conversation for a different episode for sure. But the only second out of the overall four times that they played it, last time played September 29th, 2017 in Worcester, Massachusetts. I really like that little ditty right there.
I do too.
Yeah, I think that would fit in really nicely to some of the stuff they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Extend that little funk section there a little bit.
Hmm.
But obviously, a huge bust out from this show for over 6 years. And then it's within a set where you had a Havona bust out as well to start
Hmm.
the show.
Yes.
Havona, Ramon, Tooth, Ramon, AdX, Shock D, High Key, Grow, Give and Take, Light Years, Hidden Hand, Hidden Fist, Light Years. Holy
Oof.
cow.
Ridiculous.
That is absolutely insane. Yeah.
Ridiculous. I guess I can say this because it's not on my list. We can talk about it a little bit. I did not have light years on my list, but this run was special. I think the only reason that I didn't have it on my list is, there's so many 4 and 5 night runs. That 3 nights, I felt a little weird doing a 3 night run amongst the stuff that it was competing against. But such a good time, such a solid run. Really not a bad night amongst the three. But this night and the opening night of this run is definitely the
Oh, that was the
standout.
cream of the whole
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
that whole weekend for sure. But
Sure.
yeah, back to the album, like you talked
Yeah.
about here. How do I feel about AdX? There's some stuff I love on here, right? You taking a look, opening the album here, Phoneme, and you have Heavy, controversial track, and that's just nine history. Looking back on Earth, I think an unsung hero in their catalog, one that we
Sure.
haven't heard in a while, by the way, too. Oil and Water, Crypto City, EHM, Atlas, Ad Explorada, RE Stereo, which is a great song to throw into kind of any axe conversation or axe show or anything like that.
Are we?
Central,
Hold on. No, are we doing this again? RE stereo, re stereo.
I don't know. RE Stereo.
There's not a fucking dot between it.
No, but okay, it's Re Stereo. Okay, jeez, I can't get anything right. Can I finish the track list of this album?
Yeah, you got it.
Central Lion Echoes here. And actually, I have two copies of this one, and this one was
Mhm.
unopened. So I think it'd be cool to do our first unboxing on Pod.
Yeah, you do it. Run it.
Let me open this while you talk about your thoughts on it.
Yeah, Addicts Verada is a really cool project for me. You and I have talked about this before. I know this is even a controversial take. For those of you that don't like his music, I'm sorry. But Nate and I are Kanye fans. We do like Kanye West. As a musician, we didn't vote for the guy.
No.
But to me, this is kind of the Yeezus of of STS9's catalog. It is the one that sounds the least like the rest of the music that they make. It's a little abrasive. It's very experimental. I just recently learned some cool history behind it that kind of gives a little bit more light to that. But as a project and just as a rule for artists that I tend to really indulge in, I like when people that I enjoy listening to take creative risk, even if it doesn't always come out, to be my favorite of their music. Atlas is a song that I've come around to a lot lately. EHM's a great song. Phoneme, I think, is kind of the unsung hero of that album. Not the biggest central guy, not the biggest heavy guy, but overall, I appreciate the effort when you kind of stick your neck out there and do something that might not be received very well. I think there's a lot of bravery in something like that. So I appreciate where it is in the history of the band and a couple of real big bangers on there.
Yeah, but we still hear a lot, right? And
Yeah,
pretty funny for an album that wasn't supposed to happen, right? And we'll
sure.
get into that in a little bit. But you talk about the Yeezus of STS9 albums. I like that. I liken it to, if we're thinking of the continental United States, I look at this album as the Florida of STS9
Of
albums.
STS9 album.
Yeah, it kind
Okay.
of rhymes, right? At ExFlorida, you know. So,
Sure. Okay.
no, I mean this album they were not planning on releasing, and there's some really really cool history behind it. There's an article on Jambase from 2010 when this got released, talking about Ad Expirata and their plans for it with Hunter Brown, saying that they pretty much only plan to release the Peace Blaster remix record that in this period of time. But after that summer tour, um, they did what they'd like to do and they got off the road. They hung out in the studio and they felt like they had 3 or 4 songs that they felt like recording on their off time, right? And this is what STS9 does on their off time. They
Yeah.
work and they make music.
Right.
Um, and then it ballooned into a bigger project for them where all of a sudden they couldn't sleep or eat. They just wanted to record the rest of this. So the story behind this and the really cool artwork, right? And what they call it, the never ending triangle. Is that what they call that? Whatever this is, it's a really, really cool logo. And you've got all this cryptic artwork and everything like that. So much of the inspiration for Ad Expirata was included in an unorthodox press release, which can the story goes that Phipps's daughter was messing around with a shortwave radio when she landed on a woman's voice repeating numbers. Intrigued, the band searched for more voices and found one other, which they actually sampled in the song Central. Then they came to believe the numbers might actually be coded messages used to communicate with spies. From there, the band enlisted the help of a crypto hacker and eventually found themselves inside an abandoned bunker at a military base near Big Sur. There, they discovered passports, documents, a picture of 2 men standing over a map of the Middle East, which that actually
Okay.
became the cover of their first single, Atlas, and a couple of patches, including one of the strange symbol that they used in the album artwork. This one right here.
Huh.
After more research, the band learned that the piece of cloth was a Black Ops military patch from a secret unit that used satellite transmissions to gather intelligence from other countries during the Cold War. It's rumored that the team also received signals from life in outer space. This unit's motto was Ad Expirata, forward into the unexplored, and that's how CS9 came to name the album. So pretty cool stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like I should be in the bunker in Lost.
I I if that is because everyone has rollouts. So if that is the whole truth behind that, and that is not a rollout, I would like to know more. Yeah, hopefully one day we'll get the band on here, and I have a few more questions from that because that would be an experience that would stay with me for a while.
Oh yeah,
Uh, I don't even know how you get to daughter playing on a CB radio to in a bunker with a crypto hacker. I think I want the context of
yeah.
the in
What's
between. Those
there's
are
some stuff
massive
missing there.
bookends. You didn't just like call the crypto hacker and get there. Like
Yeah,
walk
yada
me
yada
through the
yada.
path.
We had a new album. Yeah. That
Exactly.
is that's peak STS9 storytelling is leaving out crucial details for sure. So, but either way, really cool stuff, and like you said, a ton of uh, records on here that still hold up to this day, and they're using in their catalog. So happy 15-year anniversary to Ad ExFlorida.
Yeah,
All right, let's talk turkey here, Scotty.
let's
We
do
got
it.
a New Year's run coming up, so we wanted to highlight some just kind of very unique moments, I feel like, is kind of what these clips encapsulate over the years of their New Year's run. So just like we did for Oakland, we're stepping into the STS9 time capsule and going to bring you through here in chronological order some of the big moments that stood out to us. And we're going to start at the Regency Center from 2002.
So fluffy and bouncy. They simply do not make 12s like that anymore, Nathan.
We can hope and hope
Yeah.
and hope all we want, but no, that's something that exists in that time and space at the
Mm-hmm.
Regency Center in San Francisco. Scotty, I think about three cities when I think about STS9 New Year's. I think about the Bay Area, I think about Denver, Colorado, and I think about Atlanta, Georgia. right?
Of course.
And I feel like I can just hear Anthony Flowers Ward tiptoeing around making
Uh-huh.
live floral arrangements and everything like that during this. Live performers prancing around stage,
Mm-hmm.
probably upwards of hundreds of thousands of dollars of crystals on the stage, everything like that. That's what this it reeks of that to me.
Absolutely. And that 12 intro in particular, we tend to lean into the jams and the big moments and the end huges of this band. And as I was researching for this episode, I came across the 12, and it was just so different compared to what you hear nowadays, even when 12 is played. This intro, it almost reminds you of Circus or something a lot lighter and fluffier, and not quite as a rock and roll song, but something different, and it just jumped out to me. I was between this and a few other songs for my third clip, and when I heard the intro to this 12, it just felt like something I bet a lot of people have never heard before.
It gives off Jungle Jim's expansive breakbeats.
Yes, it
Yes.
does.
I'm gonna
Oh, we need
guess.
to do a whole episode on side projects.
Yeah, we will. We will. I'm gonna guess 12 was a Zach Velmer original. Honestly,
Okay.
from
Yeah.
from the sound of the intro to that one,
Yeah.
far different too from the other 12 we spoke about a few weeks ago, where Murph is
Right.
saying we didn't think people would know what song this was.
Uh-huh.
Very cool way to start it out. And um, now we're gonna go down to the southeast
Mm-hmm.
to the year 2008 with this next.
6 years later.
Yes. And they simply never made a music us like that again, Scotty.
That is my favorite moment we've had on this podcast so far. I thought I had heard that music us before, and then Hunter
Which
started.
first, shout out Greg Cooney. He showed me that one.
Okay,
Yes.
shout out to Mr. Greg. I love you, Greg Cooney. I love you a little more now that I know that you're the reason ultimately that I got to hear that live on the air. What the fuck, dude? Hunter with the drum machine. Like I can I don't know what he's doing, but I can see him doing it in my head. Oh my god, dude, that music us was so good.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever heard that. I tried to do as much going through of past New Year's shows as I could, but that one escaped me. That was so much fun. I'm so glad that I got to react to that in real time like that.
That's why we do it, Scotty. Come on. We're here to have fun. We're having
That
fun.
was awesome. That was so
fun.
much fun. That was
Yeah.
so much fun. That is one of my favorite music us's now. That's why we do this. It's not just for y'all, it's for us too.
A completely different take on it. And I don't know. I don't know if you saw the set list. Can you guess what they hit you with after that?
Hooker. Was it A Little Brain?
Instantly. So then he's back to the B pad on the
Oh
instant.
yeah. I'm not tired yet. My fingers are still fucking going, son.
Let me put this guitar down again.
When he used to sling that shit over his back.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
this
good.
is very '08, I feel like, too, and fits into that vibe. And yeah, I think the light rig at the Tabernacle, they were like in this big halo thing with like a pyramid of beams up on top of them and stuff. If you want to go back and check out some no real great audio clips on YouTube, but search 2008 New Year's Run STS9 and YouTube, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This light rig was pretty insane and ahead of its time for sure. But really cool stuff to kind of wrap up the Murph era of the New Year's Runs clips that we've got, and now we step into when this band started getting real serious, Scotty, real serious, and we're gonna go back to the Tabernacle, but back in 2015 here, right? So I'm gonna start off with a clip. That is angry Hubble right there. Oh,
Oh, Saxton gives me chill bumps, dude.
I know, man. Just dude, watching videos of that guy do his work. Apologize to people listening on Spotify or Apple.
There's a couple of things about that particular look that just really get my blood going. The side lights on that stage that just face completely parallel to the band, those come out so good in the Jmar streams. And that curtain in the back that where when they light it up, it's just one color, just the monochrome curtain in the back. I remember being front row for the first night of this run and thinking that thing is going to make some really cool shadows, throw some really cool silhouettes. That video to me was all Saxton. A really great Hubble. But good Lord, man, you go back and you watch those and you remember how good that guy was.
Yeah, just like the playing with the just all the different colors of the rainbow getting in there. Like it's just absolutely insane. But like that's like Hunter Brown sounding like a jungle cat, just like that.
Yes.
And then he just hits you at the
Hmm.
they just go absolutely ham on the drum and bass section there. Um, yeah, I mean that was even before the I feel like the real drum and bass renaissance started in 2017, right?
Sure.
Started to see
Sure.
more and more of that drum and bass, but this is obviously from the In the Fourth Dimension run at the Tabernacle between 2015 and 2016. What a magical time for the band! And I know Scotty, you were in attendance for this one, right?
I was in attendance for every single one of these shows. If you've never been to the Tabernacle, I'm sorry because I don't know if you'll ever get a chance to see the band in the Tabernacle.
And I'm
Um,
okay with that.
I'm fine with that. We the Eastern is great, and if you get a chance to go to the Eastern and see STS9, do it because that is a better room in almost any measurable uh, uh, metric that you would use. The Eastern truly is a better place just to see music, but the Tabernacle breathes STS9 history. There is something that it goes beyond words that when you stand in that building before an STS9 show even starts, when you're just waiting for the band to come on, it feels like the room is here for the band too. There's been so much history that's happened there, so many moments, and you know, just a legendary spot, like you said, for New Year's runs and just for this band in general. I think they've played over 40 shows there up to this date, and I can't think of four that I really enjoyed more than this run.
Yeah,
We're gonna
we're
keep it here for the next one. 1-1. We will be talking about this show and this run very, very shortly, I'm sure. But we've got this frequency suite from the 1-1 show of this same run that we've been diving into.
let's cue it up.
Best part right here. go.
The Jazz Master era. Oh my god, dude, so funky, unbelievable.
I've said this before about Hunter and Phipps in this era, but I don't know if I like two musicians more together than I do Hunter Brown and David Phipps in 2015 and 2016. Um, they just talk so well together. The back and forth that those two have all year is so good. But this frequency, this was the second song of the show.
Oh
If you
my
want to know what
god,
kind of night it was this night.
they went in
Um,
dry, no Vaseline.
yeah, I can't wait into frequencies. So we're out here.
We
I
are
just
out.
realized I just realized we came to Atlanta. We're not leaving. We're never leaving again.
We're never leaving Atlanta.
Everything we have from here on out for the rest of the show is in
None
Atlanta
of these,
clips.
none of these clips are from Denver, but I guess they should play more Colorado shows, though, right?
Yeah, see, there we go. We've already arrived.
Oh man, yeah. So we're going back to the Tabernacle for this
Uh-huh.
one, yeah, we're gonna play. This one's got a segue involved here, so I'm gonna get that set up for us and queued up at the right spots. Running the ones and twos here.
As you so heroically do. Thank you for doing that, Nate. I don't think
No,
I could handle it.
somebody got to do it. Oh, that wasn't a key change. That was a key bump.
Uh,
Doing Inspire. Scotty,
oh,
that first set that night was out of hand.
we were next to each other on the balcony. And yeah, I remember this was the last STS9 show that we saw for a very long time.
Oh, man.
Um, and not unknowingly, obviously. For those lucky enough to have been in Aspen, they got they got a little 2020 STS9, but most people this was their last taste. And it really felt like they left us with something to chew on for the next year and a half. I remember after this show, you and I looked at each other and kind of universally agreed that that's probably the best run that we had seen up into that point, and definitely the best New Year's show that we had seen up to that point. And I think most of that had to do with just the absolute fucking run that they went on in the first set.
Yeah.
You got go ahead.
Yeah, I'll have force two, a 5.5 minute force two into evasive, which oh
Mhm.
man, I mean like
Just kick the doors
Tiberius
down.
slinging the artifact trees on the walls and everything.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind they're not. Tiberius isn't just slinging artifact trees. There's actual trees on the
Oh yeah,
walls.
there were
We're
trees.
we're in the fucking woods in the tabernacle this night. There's so much foliage everywhere. For those that weren't there, I hate that there's not more. I hate that there's not a JMAR of this run.
Yeah,
Because over the weekend it got progressively more foresty, and you got into the last night, and I mean they were inside of the woods and all these leaves and branches. It was so cool.
absolutely. So they didn't stop playing until okay. So Forest Hue into evasive, into
Mm,
Kamwai, into
mhm,
Dragon City, into Inspire,
mhm.
back into Kamwai.
Yes. And
That
I think the Dragon City and the Inspire might have been on the fly. The way that they wind that Dragon City down so cleanly, it doesn't sound like that was the game plan. It sounds like somebody was like, no, 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 let's just keep it moving.
this
I could
works.
be I
Yeah,
could be wrong. Most of the time I don't know shit, but
yeah.
I think that adds to the rawness of it. That's why I wanted to play the first 15 seconds or so of that Inspire, because
Mhm.
you kind of let your guard down there at the last few seconds, and then right when you think it's over, boom, right into Inspire, and we're really off.
Yeah, and then Vapors, they gotta give you a breather at some point, right?
Yep.
You don't get it for long during that song, but at least during the beginning of it, you do.
Sure.
And then I think that my favorite native end reemergence to end that first set,
Hmm.
that emerged. Hunter Brown wailed on that reemergence. That was
Yes.
absolutely insane. So now we're gonna step into the modern era of Atlanta STS9 runs to round out our clips here. We've got a Nugs video here to share from this most recent New Year's run at the Eastern.
I'd stream it if it was just that video clip.
Good angle. Thank God for archived Nugs video streams.
Yeah,
Man.
especially that run. Um, what a great 2012. I completely forgot about that one.
I think the best 2012. So this was the encore of night two,
Mhm.
December 30th, 2012. I think certainly the longest, clocks in at 17 minutes and 47 seconds. Um, and they kind of land from this modular jam, and then it kind of makes you think like, okay, well, like, yeah, end of the show, right? And then they kind of do like a fake out end and just throw it into another modular jam that brings back like just the
Mhm.
like the ending of it, which they did that a few times on this run where they really started to open up these modular jams where before you kind of get that ending and then it would kind of peter out into some kind of drum pattern or something like that.
Right.
And then they just pick it up again and hit you in the face with it, right? Um,
That
fantastic
is
work here by Jeffrey Lerner.
yes. That is the new home of STS9 for any foreseeable New Year's runs, I would imagine, is the Eastern. And like we said, I highly recommend you guys check that place out. They've already made a lot of magic in that place.
They certainly have. And there's been a lot of magic just about New Year's
Mm-hmm.
for STS9, right? So with this coming up, we figured what better thing to center a top five around, right, Scotty?
Right.
So
Yes, sir.
I'll let you do
Uh,
the honors, man. Start us
all
off.
right.
Your top five favorite STS9 New Year's runs.
You got it. So I got my iPad right here because I have every single set list of the shows that we're talking about, just in case I need to reference one. All right. So, top five, top five, top five, top five. My number five is going to be the 2013 run, Murph's Last Stand, as some may call it. Maybe nobody calls it that, actually. Maybe I just call it that. Um, but yeah, this probably doesn't dent most people's top five. This was definitely kind of a personal one for me because it was my first New Year's run. I hadn't gotten to do any before this, and I did all 5 nights of this. So did they know that Murph was leaving at this point? I think no, but I don't know if we'll ever really know all the details to this. What I feel like is important about this run is that, it did kind of feel like a love letter to STS9 fans. There was close to 100 unique songs played in this 5 night run. This was before the time of wave spells and, nights where you could just have a full improv set. I mean, you could have done it back then, but they didn't. And so this was 5 true nights of STS9 music, and will always have a special place in my heart, if for no other reason than that. Um, then I've got 2018. And by the way, for 2013, I would probably put night three as my best night. Then night one, night two, New Year's, and then night four is the worst night of that run. For then I've got 2018. This was in Denver. This was the year that the soundboard melted. First night. Were you here for this, weren't you, or were
Yeah.
you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Um, the only reason it wasn't higher on my list, honestly, is because of night one. That first set was absolutely painful to go through. I don't know how to talk about what was happening, but it sounded like all 5 members of the band were trying to use the same sound wave. I don't know. Maybe you can talk about it better.
Sounded like there was
Um,
a JBL Flip 5 in the middle of the venue, and then it looked like everything was fine in the internal mix
yeah,
because they were playing,
it didn't
right?
look like they knew something was going
No.
on, but fuck, something was going on, dude.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare. I brought 3 people to their first STS9 show, and it was just miserable for me, man. I hated that. But the good thing about STS9 technical difficulties is it usually guarantees that you're going to get some really outside of the box shit for the rest of those nights. And that's what we did. The Was this the first self-standing wave spell show?
First outside of Wave Spell Live, yes.
Yes, yes. Okay. So you got your first full wave spell show at Summit. You have the best totem of all time. We can argue it if you want, but you're wrong. That's the best totem that's ever been played. Really cool because that was what they opened the show with, and that was what melted the soundboard. So for them to bring it back all the way at the end was really cool. Uh, that also going to New Year's Eve shows and kind of I think. I don't know if you would agree with this, but I would say they haven't always made their New Year's show the strongest of the run. And this is the first time I remember walking away and saying 2018 was the 31st of 2018 was definitively the best night of this run. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, day out of time, call jam, tap in an opener.
Yes. Yeah,
Enough said.
exactly. Um, yeah, I completely agree with that. Then I've got 2007. I wasn't here for this, and I think Nate had a little bit of confusion on what we were actually picking from. I think you went with ones that you had seen, so a little bit not fair, I guess, but it felt crazy not to
No,
mention
we
this
should talk
run.
about '07 for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The classic STS9 through and through. If you are trying to do a quick deep dive into pretty much everything that this band was about from their conception until 2007, just rinse through this run. Or Boulder 2007 is a good one too. But kind of I mean, a couple of last time playeds here. You've got the last big little scenario during this run, the last proper HB walks. You've got one of the first 118s and one of the first yes nos. Both of them are untitled in those runs, but that's what those songs end up being. For that run, I would rank night three, night one, night three as probably the best night of this show. That's the one where they did the IEV from front to back the first set.
Oh yeah.
Um, then night one, night four, and night two, in terms of rankings for that one. And then for number two, I've got one that we've talked about quite a lot so far is this 2015-2016 weekend. The best 1-1 show of all time. I would like to do a one. I would like to do a Maureen Murphy episode at some point because we are both big fans of that lady, and I think she really put the team on her back for that 1-1 show.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Cellular device. Oh my gosh.
Dude, she absolutely eats on cellular device. I can't imagine not enjoying this era of STS9. If you did not enjoy it, I guess you hate fun or good vocals or just happiness, laughter, dancing or with your friends. I don't know, but the set list for this 1-1 show. I Can't Wait, which is a New Shoes cover. You got a lot on vocals on that one. The Frequency Suite that we listened to a few minutes ago. Crystal Instrument, 4-Year Puma, 2012 Metamine. Gob Nugget, Between the Sheets with Marine on vocals. Reemergence, back in Between the Sheets. Then we open up with Cellular Device, second set. Kamui into drums and Kamui. EHM, Shock Doctor, Move My Peeps, What Is Love, I Feel Love, which is a Donna Summer song. Click Lang Echo also with Marine, and then Possibilities Encore, live vocals with Marine. Yeah, I love everything about this run. It is only second to me from the other Tabernacle run that we've spoken so highly about this episode 2019. My favorite run, the best run in my opinion that's ever been played. You've got the Ravine, the Rave Spell show, which I think if COVID hadn't happened, we might have learned that was a surprise album drop. You've got the evolving stage with the woods and the bushes and all that shit that kept getting added every night. You've got it happening in the Tabernacle, and that potentially being the last four shows that the band will ever play in the Tabernacle. And then I felt like the best run, New Year's had to be the best show in it. These are New Year's runs, and it feels kind of weird if the best night of that run is the first night. And I think definitively New Year's Eve of this is the best run. I've got it 5, 4, 3, 1, 2 as my rankings. But New Year's Eve of this run is the best night, and for that reason, it is my number one and my favorite New Year's run of all time.
Well, Scotty, I'm glad you finally got the Donna Summer thing right, but you're still not getting the Come
Yeah.
Wine thing right, and that's fine. I guess you'll never change. I guess I have to change, and that's fine.
That's
But awesome list.
I'll change for you, Nate. I'll change for
Sure,
you. I'll
sure.
come why.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Come
And the
why. There you go.
story.
I said it. I said it. Kind of hurt on the way out, but yeah, I got it. Whatever. Come
All
why.
right. Um, no, great list, man. We've got a lot of the same stuff. I think you were only not there for one of those runs, so it's not that
Yeah.
ridiculous. I'll give a shout out to Livest Time Changes run 05.
Okay. Yeah.
Just for the sake of the DVD and if you can get your hands on that DVD, it's really cool. You should. But my top five in attendance for all these, I'm going to start where we left off with the clips with the most recent New Year's run at the Eastern.
Sure.
I think is another run where New Year's Eve was the best show of that run.
Yes. 100%. I think it's been that way ever since. I think 2018 was the best run of the best night of that run, and I think 2019, if you count 2022, actually there's some debate there. 2023 last year for sure. I would agree with that.
Yeah, but I mean, in that show in the first set, you had a reverse pot nugget, so a gob
Hmm.
nugget into potamus, really
Yes.
cool. That Light the Way modular jam was very close contender with that 2012 modular clip
I
to
was gonna say I thought we were doing that one, but I just realized that it disappeared
quick
off the
audible,
list.
quick
Okay.
audible there. All
Okay.
right,
Yeah.
trust me. And the dance into Hubble. Oh
Yes.
my God, that's always fun. And then it's just really cool. I feel like 2023 was the year of the new for you. And
Sure.
what better way to cap things off with the encore of the New Year's show and a New Year,
Yes.
new for you.
Mm-hmm.
Huge jam there. Night two, I got as a nice second one. You get the This Us into G Funk into Ramon, and you have that
Yes.
2012. And then night one, noteworthy segment was Something 1103 into
Yes.
Socket. Really cool stuff. So, ton of fun was had. Obviously, venue feeds into a lot of that. That place is a really cool place to see STS9 for
Yeah.
sure. Number four, I've got the 4 night run between the Novo in Los Angeles and the Warfield in San Francisco of 2017, 2018. I've got night three is my favorite from that.
Okay.
You've got a Tokyo EB, Tokyo Ebe,
Yes.
yep, Tokyo Ebe opener. You had the Ramon with the Open Your Eyes Bobby Caldwell cover
Yes.
with live vocals back into Ramon. You had a Hidden Hand, Hidden Fist, Shakedown, Hidden Hand, Hidden Fist. Um, yeah, that was a pretty good night for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
that I'm right there with you. That New Year's show was spectacular too. I think that the biggest takeaway from that was the premiere of the song
Wave
Wave
spell.
Spell.
Yeah, for sure.
Me and Steven were looking at each other like Alana's just smacking us down the block, and we're just like,
Uh-huh.
what is going on right
I
now?
I remember that was the first the only New Year's run that I missed between 2013 and last year when I had Jay. And I remember I woke up to 5 or 6 videos, and they were all of that Wave Spell second set opener. They do 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 do
Oh
do,
yeah,
and I don't remember if it felt like that at the time, but you can very much so kind of pinpoint where we are now at that second set Wave Spell opener, and kind of get an idea of where they were going as a band.
absolutely. Also, first massive New Dawn, New Day drum and bass jam from that New Year's Eve show.
Hmm.
Very cool. Go take a listen. It's about 15 plus minutes. The band sounds like they're in the year 2068, and Hunter Brown sounds like he's in the year 2004. It's absolutely mind bending stuff. And then the show from LA was super fun. You had a Rabble Equinox aimlessly, and then the Enceladus Hella Good, No Doubt cover in the middle of Enceladus was really cool. And that venue in LA was really sweet. It was like right next to the Staples Center, or I guess crypto.com arena at this point. Um, Number three on my list, not on your list. I'm a little surprised on this one. No, wait, this one was on your list. My bad. Number two wasn't on your list. Number three, I'm with you on the Fillmore Summit Run 2018, 2019. Again, I had first wave spell set outside of Belden. Never forget Improv Part 4. If you haven't listened
Yes.
to that show, immediately go and listen to that
Yes.
just recording of pure evil in the best way possible. Night four, yeah, we talked about how that started. The second set, you had an orbital seed dance inspire.
Mm.
Woo. And then night two had a real nice Wilder Blue Mood Grow segment. And then Kabuki into Roy G. Biv was.
There's also from that run. There's an ABCs that's got about 15 different teases in it.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
no,
Like five
we probably should
songs.
have played that. I mean, the episode would have been 20 minutes longer, but um,
It's
yeah,
not a very
Zach.
clippable segment, honestly.
No, Zach talks about it in an interview. I forget which one, but he mentioned specifically kind of packaging that for the fan base after that first night, and just kind of
Yeah.
trying to put as much as he could in there.
Right. And we all missed the We'll Meet in Our Dreams tease as well. That was in there. And we
Uh-huh.
listened back, like, oh, that's in there as
Yeah,
well.
it was all over
Crazy
the place.
stuff.
It was so good.
My number two is one I'm surprised it's not on there for you. The We'll Meet in Our Dreams run, 2014,
Ah,
2015.
sure.
This was my first SCS9 New Year's run at the
Yeah,
film.
it's got 1-1. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, best 1-1 show my ass, dude. That one, I
Okay.
get you and your 1-1 with your cool covers and your live vocals. I love all that. That's really cool. But the what keeps my heart beating is improv
Yes.
FTS9, right? So I've got that as the number one highlight. Night four was really a really cool show as well. You had the return of We'll Meet in Our Dreams
Hmm.
played in full for the first time in a really long time. I believe the first Peoples with Alana as well.
Yes.
You had Sub ID one a day with live Sub ID
Yes.
on stage.
Yes.
And
Another one. You stop what you're doing, pause this fucking podcast, and go listen to that. It's so
then
good.
this podcast takes a back seat to that for sure.
Yes, for sure.
Rent into Sweet Dreams, nice little
That's
cover there,
that's
and
my
then
favorite rent.
Summer Angels into Breathe In Encore.
Yes.
Woo,
Yes.
man.
And the night before they did Breathe In into Summer Angels.
Yes.
Um yeah,
Into ABCs, I think actually into ABCs.
I probably should have had this one. You're right. It was the second half of ABCs. Probably should have had this one where the 2013 run is. I would say in terms of quality of music played, it's no contest between those two. Yeah, the We'll Meet in Our Dreams wins by a landslide. I think you just got the most variety in that 2013 run, and that was why I went with it. But you're totally right. That We'll Meet in Our Dreams run was really fucking special.
Night 3 on paper is really fucking special from that night. I'm just gonna read the first set. Metameme, Grow, Oil and Water, For Your Puma, Try Knock into Viable, Nautilus into Aimlessly, Crystal
Hmm.
Instrument.
Yeah.
Mic drop. And
Yeah.
then they hit you with a Mobsters Too High, Mobsters in the second set.
I
That's a really
forgot
cool.
about that.
Man, that run was really good. And that was one of the runs where New Year's Eve was the first day. So it was
Yes.
30th, first, second, third. And honestly, I've got New Year's Eve as the least good of, not that it was a bad show.
No, that's
Fantastic.
100% correct.
There's an evasive Potamus Kamwai in there
Yes.
that
Uh-huh.
is really, really cool. So that's my number two. And my number one, right there with you, man. I mean, there's nothing like a 5 night run, and boy, did we get our butts kicked. Yeah, I mean, seed, sprout, root, rise, return, and they sure as hell did
Yes.
all 5 of those things and then some. Rave Slow I've got as the top. Night 2, you got Instantly Simulator, Instantly STS9, all no stopping in that segment. New Year's Eve, we talked about it. Night 3, the mod Breathe In,
Yes.
that
Yes.
one of the very rare non-modular mod jams there, which is very
Yes.
cool. And you can hear that Breathe In drum pattern start
Hmm.
5 minutes
That
before they start playing Breathe In. Very
that's
cool.
when that was the night they opened with Empires, right?
I believe Empires was in there. Yep. And a
I
once told
called
second
that.
set opener. Yeah.
Yep.
And then night
Unbelievable.
one, I mean, Metameme, Hidden Hand, Hidden Fist, Call Jam, Hidden Hand, Hidden Fist.
Right. Right. Just and it's something that you see a lot. That was, I believe, that happened earlier in that year, and they used to be really good about kind of making New Year's a highlight factory of the best stuff that they worked on. I
Mhm.
remember that year being very consistent with that kind of model.
That was Segway era STS9. You know,
Yes.
the shirts that we made had the Segway
Uh-huh.
symbols
Yep.
on them and everything like that.
The end
Uh,
huge era.
and huge era for sure. But yeah, that rounds out our top five for sure.
Beautiful.
So what do we got here next? We got a segment here next.
Yes, it's time for you to be a brave boy and share some of your controversial opinions.
Okay. All right. I view this as fact, but
Okay.
welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second installment of Given Hot Takes. It's my turn. I'm on the hot seat here. Hear me out. I think the album Peace Blaster has done more for STS9 live shows than Artifact.
Let's fucking go, dude. Talk some shit.
Therefore,
All
because
right. You broke.
I think Peace Blaster is a better album than Artifact.
I'm sorry, you froze there for a second. Can you repeat that last two or three sentences?
Therefore, because I prefer live STS9 to studio STS9, I prefer Peace Blaster to Artifact.
Okay. Okay. So let's.
Let me
That's
let me let me read the track list for you here.
yes. Thank you. I'm glad you have that.
You got Peace Blaster Suite,
Yes.
68 and 08.
Hmm.
You got Metameme, which pound for pound may go as one of the most underappreciated STS9 songs upon release.
Okay.
That is quintessential Sector 9.
Yes.
Then you have Shock Doctrine.
Yes. Which is my quintessential STS9 song.
Then you have The Spectacle.
Hmm. Which
All
should be
right.
played more.
Then you've got Regeneration, Beyond Right Now. The Fog, a really cool song that is I think underused live. I think they place it really well. Not underused, but sparsely used, I should
Yeah,
say.
for sure.
Hidden Hand, Hidden Fist. I mean,
Yeah.
you talk quintessential. Last 50,000 Years, which I think is more of an interlude track. Empires, New Selma, Oh Little Brain. Late for Work, which I think we're all looking to hear again
Hmm.
sometime soon. And then Squish Face. I don't
Yeah.
know, man.
And then let's just to be thorough,
You pulling up
Artifact.
Artifact?
Yeah. We've got Musical Story, yes. Better Day, By the Morning Sun, Tokyo, Artifact, Native End, Reemergence, Peoples, Globally, Today, Tonight the Ocean Swallowed the Moon, Forest Hue, Some Sing, Trinocular, Bible. Fuck, this is a good album. Eight and an Extra, Possibilities, Peoples Part 2, First Mist Over Clear Lake, Music Us. So the argument is that Peace Blaster as an album has done more for the live
Live
performance
STS9 shows.
than Artifact has.
Yes.
I mean, that's gonna piss some people off, but I
Yeah.
agree with you.
This is why
I
it's a hot take. Thank you.
I fully agree with this.
Okay.
Um, just because you know, Artifact is great, but a lot of these songs are pretty by the book songs. Some Sing, Native End, Reemergence, Better Day, By the Morning Sun, um, Trinocular, uh, Music Us. I mean, we just heard a super jammed out Music Us, but you don't hear them a lot.
Yeah. It's
And by the
these
book
are
isn't
rare.
yeah, and by the book isn't bad. I want to be clear here. Just because a song is played the way that it was written, I'm not hating on it. I like songs the way they're written. That's why I like STS9. But in terms of what you are saying, on this one, you've got Metameme, you've got Shock Doctrine, you've got Hidden Hand, Hidden Fish, you've got these are anthems.
These are monsters
Yes,
live. These
these are
are
gigantic
consistently
songs.
clocking in at 12 to 18 minutes.
Yes, yes. If nothing else, it's added an average of some amount of time to every STS9 show.
And improv time, like
Yeah,
stretches of improv, right?
sure. And
Which again, this
that's
goes
another
my
thing.
favorite version of STS9 is when they improvise, right?
Yes. You go to 2015 Hidden Hands, every single one of them is 15 minutes long. Peace Blasters get pretty long. Shock Doctrine, same thing. 12
Spectacle
to
from 2018,
yeah.
2019.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm not mad at this take. I actually completely agree with this. I think artifacts those songs are almost treats that you sprinkle in,
Mhm.
but they're not the main dish. They're not often gonna be the songs that get clipped out on this podcast.
Yeah, Peace Blaster
You're
songs are the coal that makes the engine run
mm.
in live shows a lot more.
I can't wait to hear what other people say about this. I completely agree with this one.
This will be the true test if anyone's actually listening or made it this far.
Exactly. I think we had shout out Jason Myers. He made it that far last week because he agreed with my truth.
There we go. All right. So we've got a contest going on here in
Yes.
the STS9 world. And what a fun thing, man. How cool have these contests and requests and different things been over the last few years? We are really in a cool time of being a fan of this band. Um, so I mean, just have the opportunity to do these things and interact with them in a way like this is something that is pretty much unprecedented. It reminds me a lot of things like bands like Umphreys do, which they treat their fans really well, right? Really cool stuff here. So outlining the details beyond this contest. So a note from STS9 got this email since last week. We're stoked to ring in the new year with you. Has there been a song you've been waiting to hear us play live? Enter this giveaway, and one winner will get to choose a song we play in our New Year's Eve set, among other prizes, including spending New Year's Eve with us at the Joy Theater in NOLA. Let's fucking go. How to enter. Scotty, step one. What's step one?
I don't have the rules in front of me, Nathan. You tell
Come
me
on,
what
you know
step
the
one
answer to
is.
this. What do you have to do?
Oh, you have to sign up for Bandcamp. I'm
That's
sorry.
it. I'll take
Um,
the rest of them, but yeah,
all you need is a Bandcamp account, guys. It is not that much money.
and
It's
it is.
I
So much music.
so much music, guys. They are asking you to pay. I did the math on it the other day. I think it's 28 cents a day for 90% of their live catalog. I don't know if it's 90%. Maybe it's not that percentage. Maybe it's more. Maybe it's less. It's a shit ton of STS9 for not a whole lot of money a month. Please sign up for Bandcamp. That's you can't win this contest if you don't.
Number two, create a curated playlist on Bandcamp featuring nine, it's a good number, nine of your favorite STS9 songs from this year. Must be a 2024 version. All right. Let your creativity shine, make it truly unique to yourself. Be sure to place your request. So, what you want them to play on New Year's Eve as the number one slot on that playlist. All right. Number
Not
one
gonna
slot
lie,
on that playlist.
I missed
That
that when I made my list.
I did too. I I have to reorganize my list. I'll say that, right? So I have a little bit of work to do here. This is important. That's what they said. Okay. Three, screenshot your finished playlist and post it on your Instagram feed by end of day tomorrow, Friday, December 13th. And in your caption, do these things. Tag five friends you want to ring in the new year with. Tag at STS9, so the band's main page, and tell us why you're excited for the New Year's Eve run with STS9. Use these hashtags: hashtag STS9NYE, hashtag New Orleans. Game on.
Game on. We will be sharing our list with you guys next week as we get a little bit closer to the run. Got a couple that we wanted to just share, kind of just to amplify the voices of the people that have already started doing this. First one I've got is Travis Brooks, Bird to Bus on Instagram. We've got the From Now On from the Fox Theater, the 118 from Camp Elsewhere, the Dragon City from Camp Elsewhere, the Monkey Music from Resonate, Potamus from the Fox Theater, Dimby from the Moody Theater, Tap In from the Brooklyn Bowl, Trinocular from the Ogden, and Something from the Ogden.
Excellent. Excellent list. You got another shout out? I'm gonna let you
Um,
take the reins on this one.
yes, I do. Let's go. We'll go Jim Shepard with the other one. I love his list. We got Camp Elsewhere, Just Thanks. Your Just Thanks, if you will, Nate.
Just
We'll
you're
meet.
welcome.
Yeah. We'll meet in our dreams from Pine Creek. Move My Peeps from Camp Elsewhere. Globally from the Refinery. Instantly from the Refinery. 118 from Camp Elsewhere. Glass Modular from the Skydeck. Great pick. Shaky Ground Modular from Radius. If you don't have this on your list, come on. And the Be Nice from Radius as well.
Oh
Great
yeah.
list from our guy Jim. And we'll do one more. I don't think I know. Yeah, I don't know this. This is Tucker Council, TC Sector 9 on Instagram. He's got the Aimlessly with the Nautilus teases from is that Boston? Big Night
Yep.
9/15/24.
Awesome. Yep. Big
Yep.
Night Lab. Yep.
STS9, Pepsi Amphitheater, Jabez from Radius, Low Swagger from the Skydeck, Feel It from the Skydeck, Frequencies 2 and 3 from Pine Creek, Haze from the Moody, Oil and Water from the Ogden, and We'll Meet in Our Dreams from Pine Creek.
Love it. Can't wait to go toe to toe with our list next week, Scotty. So that'll be
Absolutely.
fun. We both have some work to do with replacing that number one spot, I think.
Yes, we do. I had no idea. I can't read apparently.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Guy, next week we'll be back on Thursday morning, just how we typically are. We're going to be talking all things New Orleans and kind of doing a little preview of this upcoming New Year's run. We're going to be talking some holiday STS9 as well. Scotty, you had a great prompt for the people, so we're going to be
Yeah,
talking
I
next week. But tell them what to tell us.
I can't fully take credit for this prompt, but I can't give credit for this prompt either because I didn't write down who asked this on the lounge this week. So if you did, thank you. You are a unsung contributor to this week's episode because this prompt, guys, when you are around your family at Christmas or Hanukkah, we can do both, or Kwanzaa. Well, let's do all three. What do you do? What STS9 song are you playing to keep the Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever other holiday you're celebrating vibes going. The most Christmassy song or the most holiday-like song that you can think of in STS9's catalog. Send us your selections. We will talk about those next week and list out our favorite answers along with ours.
Yeah, just throw a comment here on YouTube. Throw us a comment in the lounge. Feel free to back up your selection as well. Some of these selections might be. We know STS9's never released a Christmas album, so none of these are intentionally Christmas songs. I don't think so. We'd love to hear your case behind it, and we'll
Yes.
share some of your guys' takes on that. But till then, guys, thank you. Like and subscribe to this page, whether you're watching on YouTube, listening to us on Spotify or Apple Music. Appreciate you guys for listening. Subscribe to Bandcamp, enter the contest, send in your playlist. Let's have some fun with this. But have a great rest of your week.
Thank you, guys.